sampling. Okay. So now, why would we use a stratified sampling over random sampling? Like as I had, said before, greater the population, the bigger the population, the more variation is the better method. Okay. So we'll start with stratified sampling. Now, suppose this is our population, and imagine that this red color, it represents one population, this blue color ball, it also represents one population, and this green color, it also represents one population. Okay, when you have population that has a lot of differences in it, like a country, how do you ensure that every group is representative? See, because historically a lot of subgroups are representative, like people with low income or specific minority groups. It is really hard to get hold of these peoples. Like we need a way to make sure that every group of population is represented, and the way to do that is a stratified sampling. And here is how it works. Like you can see circles over here. So each one of these circles represents a subgroup known as a strata. Okay, so this is one strata, this is one strata, and this is also a strata. So strata means it is a subgroup of population to which we have divided. Like a gender will be one strata, one kind of race is one strata, and one kind of income class is a strata. Okay, and the first thing we do instead of random selection from here is we first divide people equally. So we have going to put, you can say, a woman into one strata, and then we'll put, for example, race. South Indians will put in one strata, and people with middle class income will put it in another strata. Okay, so we have got three different stratas. One is for women, red, blue is for South Indians, and green is for middle class people. Okay, next we first take everybody in a population and we'll divide them into specific strata. So now we have divided everybody into that specific strata. What do we do next? We do what we did in random sampling. Okay, that is, we'll do random selection from each of these strata. See, random selection means picking up names. Picking up names from a bowl, like we did in random sampling. So we might put all the women, South Indians, and everybody in the middle class income into a database, and we'll randomize them. So there is an equal chance for all of them to be a part of our sample. So randomly, first of all, this person has been selected, and then from the South Indian, this person has been selected, and from middle class income, this person has been selected. Okay, so from three of these strata, randomly we are selecting few members from the red bowl, from the blue color, and from green color. Okay, so using stratified sampling, we ensure, especially in a population with a lot of variability, that everybody or every specific subgroup is been accounted for all, so that we can make better inference about the population. Okay, next we'll have some notes over here. The population is divided into two or more groups called strata according to some criterion, such as geographical location, grade level, age, gender, income, or race, and subsamples are randomly selected from each strata. Next, we'll see advantages of stratified sampling. More accurate sample can be used for both proportional and non-proportional samples. Representation of subgroups in sample. Disadvantages are identification of all members of the population can be difficult. Identifying all members of subgroups can be difficult. Okay, so this was all about stratified sampling, but I want to re-revise this thing so that there shouldn't be any doubt in your mind. Okay, so what happens in stratified sampling? The total element of the population are first of all subdivided into distinct and mutually exclusive subpopulation, which is called a strata. Okay, so these should be mutually exclusive, means one person should be in one strata only. No one person can be in two stratas, right? Next, Based on some common characteristic, here you must note that a stratum is a single subgroup. Okay, so this is a stratum, this is a stratum, and this is a stratum. Okay, so singular one group or one group of people is known as a stratum, and a strata. A strata is the, it refers to group of stratum. Okay, strata is plural thing. Now, in a stratified sampling, stratum should be relatively homogeneous and strata should be contrasting to each other. Further, once the population is divided into suitable strata, the researchers will make use of simple random sampling technique to select the sample within each stratum. Thereafter, the individual stratum samples are combined to obtain samples for analysis. Okay, so this is how sampling is been done. This process of dividing heterogeneous population into relatively homogeneous group is called stratification. It must be noted that every member of the population be in exactly one stratum. Okay, so this next now, how will you apply this sampling technique to our investigational question that what percentage of Indians support tobacco chipping? Now, maybe we can divide the entire country into stratas. Like each state will represent a strata. Like we have got 29 states, we'll make 29 stratas. And from each stratum, we'll randomly select a people and they'll become our sample. Okay. So, this was all about our today's video regarding stratified sampling. Okay.